Hello, and welcome to my first official video of 2026. This video is going to be going over some of my Switch backlog. I have a lot of Switch games. Not all of them are featured here. This is just a collection of things that I'd like to get started or finish in 2026. I want to get started with a game that I actually started in 2025, and that is Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Stole Time. This is a Japanese copy that I picked up on a recent trip to Japan, as this copy was complete on cartridge. So far, I've really enjoyed the game. I had played a little bit of the 3DS version of the game, the initial Fantasy Life game, and I really enjoyed the classes and the different lives that you get to take on, but I never had the time to dedicate to the game itself. So getting a fresh start here with the Switch 2 version, it's nice to have another fully complete on cart game on the shelf for the Switch 2. So far, I've avoided any and all game keycards, and I'm hopeful that a lot of the stuff that has released so far will someday get a reissue with that content complete on cart. I think that now that Nintendo is moving in a direction to have different cartridge sizes, that is more and more likely for games like Bravely Default or just really any game that has come out so far. Up next, we have Fire Emblem Three Houses. This was actually one of the first games that I picked up for the Nintendo Switch all the way back nearing the launch of the system. Probably got 15 hours in. I did really like it, and I'm pretty sure right when you were supposed to leave the school setting behind is where I stopped. I don't really remember much about what I had done. I know I had kind of gone towards the red side of the houses. I don't really remember any of the characters or the things that I've done so far. So in 2026, I would really like to revisit this one and give it a fair shot. We have another Fire Emblem game, this one being Tokyo Mirage Sessions. This one blends a lot of things I really like. It has a bit of an entertainment industry flair, blends that in with the Fire Emblem formula, and I think that's a really interesting concept. I did originally own this on the Wii U, but I never got around to playing it, and recently picked up this version off of Mercari, as I knew it was getting a little harder to find. So I do want to prioritize this and just see what it's all about. Moving on, I have a copy of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. I do remember really enjoying the initial Mystery Dungeon game back when I was a kid. However, I don't really remember too much about it. This seems like a great way to re-experience that story, so I'm excited to give it another shot. Additionally, with Pokopia on the way, I know I will not be picking up the physical version of that game just because it is a game key card, and I'm not sure. I will probably wait on reviews. I'm going to get this one done before I would pick up Pokopia if I were to do that. Here's the Monster Hunter version of Pokemon. This is Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2. I picked this up on sale quite a while ago, and I did play through the first few chapters of Stories. I am a little bummed that the second game is a download. Initially, that sort of deterred me from opening this up, as I kind of wanted to find a version with both on the cartridge. I do believe that now exists, but I have not swapped out just yet, as the third installment of this series was announced for the Switch 2. And I wanted to get through these before that were to come out. Hopefully, I will get back into this one in the coming weeks, and I will be ready for the third when that releases. On theme with that, I do have a copy of Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler 0 just released, and I am interested in playing it. I have all of the other Octopath games, but I never got around to playing them. I know that so far in this list, we have a lot of long games, and this one, with it being out already for Octopath Zero, does not interest me as much as Stories, because I do like being in the initial hype cycle of a game's release if I can, but this one is still one that I'd like to go through. Up to this point, I have not played any of the Square Enix 2D 3D titles, and I feel like this one is a great place to start. So hopefully I will be able to get to that one this year. Switching things up, here is Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This is a game that I have mostly played through, and I stopped myself as there was a Switch 2 version upgrade announced. So I was enjoying my time. I just wanted to wait a little bit to see what the enhancements brought to the game. I am really glad that I picked up this game and played through a lot of it, but I am itching to see it in all of its glory, and I will be waiting to finish up the rest until that is released. I also have a copy here of Pikmin 1 and 2. I love the idea of Pikmin. I think many feel the same way, where we see these cute little critters and think it's a really cool concept. But as someone who didn't get into it during the GameCube era, it is something that has sort of been in my backlog for a long time. Recently, it was revealed that Pikmin 3 may have an upcoming Switch 2 version on the way via trademarks and patents and all of those things. So that has me excited to give this another try. I played a little bit of Pikmin 1 and did enjoy my time, but wanted to just have everything set in place for me to play through the series. I do also own a copy of 3 and 4 that are both in my sealed collection. Hopefully, I can get through these two before an upgrade may become available for the third game, and potentially the fourth. I would be surprised if they did just the third and not the fourth. We also have a copy of Stardew Valley. I do own this on Steam as well, and I do know that they just released a Switch 2 upgrade, so I do want to check out the performance of this on the Switch 2. I played a little bit on the Switch 1, but mostly was playing in a 2-player mode with my boyfriend. It was crashing occasionally. I do hope that they fixed that in the upgraded version. I do also know that there is game share now, so I could take off some of the load and hand a version of the game to my boyfriend on a different Switch to play along with me. So that might be something that I take a look at in the near future. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is a game that I absolutely should have played by now. I got through the first segment of the game and I really enjoyed it, and then I stopped, and I don't really remember why. I think at the time I was mostly focused on Final Fantasy VII. This one was a game that I never played in the GameCube generation either, and I really look forward to playing it. I can really only handle so much Mario at a time, so right now I feel like my priority list is Wonder, as that gives me a little bit of a different play style to a lot of the bigger RPG games that I already have in my list here, but I do want to get to this one soon. Up next, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna DLC. I have not played the DLC to this game, but I recently completed Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I'm really looking forward to playing this. One of my best friends and I are playing through the Xenoblade games together, so whenever he's ready to play this DLC, we will tackle that and kind of share our progress as we go through. I am really looking forward to it, but I'm also holding out hope that for all of the Xenoblade games, we will get Switch 2 editions. I think they would really benefit from that. While I did see some improvement in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Switch 2, it wasn't enough for me to say confidently that that is the best way to play these games. So I am hopeful that sometime within 2026, we will get an upgraded version of this and Xenoblade Chronicles 3, another game in my backlog that I'd really love to play. I'd love to see these as best I can and experience them in the best form possible. So I'm holding out hope. And if by the end of the year we don't get anything like that, maybe I will dip into these, but I really believe that there's something from Monolith Soft on the way. Freedom Wars Remastered. This is another game that I picked up while on a recent trip to Japan, and I'm very excited to have a physical copy of it. I did actually own this for the Vita, but at the time I only had a Vita TV. And for those of you that don't know, that was not a great Vita experience, at least in my opinion. So I am really looking forward to this one when I get around to it. Hopefully sometime this year. I did really like the first couple hours on the Vita TV when I had the game. I still own it, but I never made too much progress, so I'm excited to see what this one's all about when I get around to it. Next up is Bayonetta 2. This is a game that I owned for the Wii U as well. I still own this. I own the 2-disc version, but I did buy the Switch upgrade because I still have never made it through Bayonetta 1. I would love to play through all these games. I've really enjoyed each time I've tried to play through it. I remember hitting a snag in the Wii U version that stopped me from progressing. There was some sort of glitch that I was running into, but I've played a little bit more of Bayonetta 1 on the Switch in my time owning this game pretty much since it launched, and I know I'll really enjoy it. So I would like to get back into this and start making my way through all of the Bayonetta games that I do currently have in my backlog. Next up is B Project. I did play a little bit of this, but then I realized that there is an anime about this game, and I wanted to experience that as well. And I wasn't quite sure if I should play this before or if I should watch the show and then get to it after. So it was put on hold. I did like the first few minutes, and someday I will probably like the rest of the game. Last up, there is a long one. There were some other games that definitely came close, but I want to finish Persona 5 so badly. I'm 30 hours in, and it's taken me several years to get to this point, and the idea of adding another game like Astral Chain or any of the other longer Dragon Quest games or anything else that I have in my backlog to the list while this is staring at me wondering why I have not completed it feels a little bit sacrilegious. So I will be playing Persona 5 this year. Who knows if I'll finish it? I don't have a decade to sit around and play it, but I really want to know how this one ends. Hopefully, I will get to figure that out this year. Now, I do want to briefly mention some of my sealed collection that I would like to get to in the future, hopefully this year, but obviously with them being in a sealed condition, they are a little bit lower on my list, but some of them do have some reasons why I would like to get to them. That wraps up my Switch backlog for the year, but I do have some other games that I do plan on getting to, or at least trying to get to in the new year, for a variety of retro consoles as well as Steam and my PS5. So maybe I'll do another video going through some of those games as well. But this seems like a great way to show some of my collection online and to kind of decide what I wanted to prioritize out of my backlog so far this year, because it's been a while since I've looked into it. It was nice to see what all is there. There's a lot of other games that I think I would really enjoy, but aren't priorities for me right now. And it was good to kind of narrow in on these games as just, this is the stuff that is jumping out to me that I would really like to get through this year. Let me know if you'd like to see another video like this one, maybe going through my other libraries. Let me know what games you're planning on playing in 2026 down below. And thanks so much for watching. If you've stuck around this far, I really appreciate it. This is a brand new YouTube channel, so go ahead and subscribe if you'd like to. And definitely let me know if you like what you saw. Till next time, bye-bye.